Oh, Lindsey.
What?
What's going on today? We're giving away grits on the radio. Grits.
Well, I feel bad for them because they never get talked about. I don't think we've ever talked about grits on this show. And we've been doing this show for like 6 years.
That's true.
So I love them. One of my favorite breakfast foods, actually, I like them with just a ton of butter, salt, pepper. I know some people eat them other ways. And so I thought this morning, if you've never had grits and you have to swear you've never had grits, text me the word grit and I'll send you a pack because I just feel like you have to try it. Now, someone texted and said, I've never had grits. Do they taste like liquid cornbread?
Yeah, I do think that grits, the word grits does not connotate well what it actually is.
No, and they don't taste like liquid cornbread.
Yeah, no.
Not at all.
But they also don't taste like chewing up glass, which is what grits sounds like to me. There's
true.
a poll on our Facebook page. It's deadlocked right now whether you like a sweet, sugary grits or salty grits. It's 50-50 right now.
Okay, really? That's interesting.
Fred is on the phone. Fred, now, are you from Georgia?
Oh, yes, originally down there from Georgia, a little bit south of Atlanta.
Okay.
So surely you've had grits. How do you prepare them?
Oh, yes. I mean, we have a particular way in which we like to do things. Typically, syrup is really good. That's something that we typically eat with our grits.
Really?
Yeah.
Lindsey, are you willing to try that?
I mean, yeah, I'll try anything once.
Now, how do the people of Georgia look at people that put salt in their grits, Fred?
Well, I think it's socially acceptable.
Okay. Thanks for your call. So all of our plans today are going around the fact that from 12 to 4, the appliance delivery people are bringing my new stove.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting, let me tell you. And so it's exciting that they're bringing it up the stairs and hooking it up so I don't have to.
Oh, yes.
My wife said we have to throw out the old stove because one burner went bad.
Well, yeah, it was the front left, and everybody knows that's the best burner.
Well, some listeners have been saying they do have a favorite oven stove burner.
Yeah.
And they prefer the one on the right. But the fact of the matter is people have favorites.
It's true. It's true. Yep.
Who's this now?
This is Fred.
Hey, Fred,
Fred.
what's up?
Hey, yes, I wanted to weigh in on the stovetop burners and which location is
Right.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I prefer the front left.
Okay.
Just like you all
Yep.
were mentioning on the air.
Now, why is that, Fred? Do you know why?
Okay, so I was making some fried potato cakes one time on the left rear, and I dropped something over on the right side, and when I reached over with my left hand, I didn't burn the potato cakes, but I burnt my elbow meat on that front left burner.
Did he say his elbow meat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fred, that's a disaster. Now, I believe we've heard from you before, and you said you're from the southern part of the United States, correct? Georgia, was it?
That's correct. Just a little bit south of Atlanta. Mm-hmm.
Now, is that how you all say that you burnt your elbow down there? You say you burnt your elbow meat?
Yes, sir.
Lindsay's thoughts about if you're single on Valentine's Day.
Don't worry about it. You know what? Valentine's Day isn't all about romantic love.
It's not?
No. Valentine's
about?
Day is just about love in general.
Says who?
Me!
Well, you made that up.
I didn't.
Just on the spot right now, didn't you?
No, I didn't. It's about love in general.
I don't think so.
Well, I do because we had a party last night and Ruby and me had Valentine's together.
Okay, well, I can't dispute that. Okay.
No, you can't.
Let's see now. Somebody's on the phone. Who is this now?
This is Wade.
All right, Wade, hold on. We'll come back to you in just a minute. Who's this now?
This is Fred.
Fred. Good morning, Fred. Now, you're calling from where?
I'm from Georgia, a little bit south of Atlanta, originally there, Georgia.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening to WBGL Long Distance.
Yeah.
I understand you wanted to participate in the Valentine's festivities today.
Yes. I just caught up to it a few minutes ago. You're my besties, and I thought, I've got a poem for my wife, Barbara.
Okay.
And I thought maybe I could share it with you if that's okay.
Absolutely, Fred. We're an open book.
Go ahead.
Okay. Roses are red, violets are blue. Barbara, I'm still head over heels about me and about you. Our love is so wholesome. Our love is so sweet. I'm so grateful you chose Fred over his high school buddy, Pete. Now, Pete was a good boy,
Oh, it's
I
not.
guess I was better. At least that's what I recall you sharing in your lovely 4-page letter. If I had one wish, one dream to come true, it would be to sit forever on the sofa, holding hands. Just me and you, respectfully submitted, your grateful servant with love, lifelong companion and friend, Fred Johnson.
Oh, that was beautiful.
I don't know what to say, Fred. Now, how long has he been married again? Was it 22 years?
31 years.
31 years. Okay.
And has it been ups and downs, or has it been great the whole time?
Oh, you know it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Now, last question, Fred. I know we're on long distance here, so you've got to get going. But what do you do the poetry thing normally? Is this a normal part of your relationship?
I'm going to just go out and surprise her. I'm a newbie.
You're new at this.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty
It
good
was
for a
really
newbie.
good. That was really good.
Wow.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day. Thanks for calling.
Fred, hello.
Hi, this is Fred.
Hi, Fred. Good morning. Fred's from,
Hey, I
Fred's
heard
from
you
Georgia.
talking about, yes,
Yes.
just a little south of Atlanta.
Yes.
I heard you talking about cereal, and
Uh-huh.
I thought to myself, they haven't even mentioned my favorite.
Oh,
Okay,
we're sorry.
So not the whole point of today's show. It's about Jesus and food. But a few minutes ago, we got into just seeing, well, let's just see how many cereals we can name. We got up to about 56, and an irate Fred, who calls us frequently from the Georgia area, a little bit south of Atlanta. So what are you so upset about, Fred?
Well, I did not hear my favorite of all time. You want to know what it is?
Yes. What is it?
Okay. It's Cocoa Puffs.
Oh, Cocoa Puffs. Now, Fred, I'm trying to think. I haven't done the research on this, but maybe you would know. How long has Cocoa Puffs been in existence?
Cocoa.
Yeah, no, I got that.
Cocoa Puffs with
Yeah.
the bird. If there's a bird.
Manufactured, I think it was in 1958 or 59, somewhere around there.
So you're probably, I don't want to say this offensively, but you're not a real young person. Were you a fully grown adult at that time? Do you remember when Cocoa Puffs came out?
No.
Okay.
You don't remember
You
that.
were a kid.
I'm
Were
just
you a kid?
big fan.
You're just a big
Okay.
fan. Okay.
And
Now-
here's the thing. If
Go
you're
ahead.
one of those health nuts, beware, because there's something called corn syrup in there.
Uh-huh.
You
Yeah.
can just stay away and leave it off of Fred.
Yeah.
You can say it again? I missed it. So go ahead. One more
You can
time.
just stay away and leave all of it for Fred. I'll take care of the rest.
Okay. Yeah, there is corn syrup. A lot of those cereals have corn syrup. You have to check and see the ingredients.
Now,
What's in there.
do you remember there was a point in time, Fred, and with you being a slightly older human, when they started, they used to just use sugar all the time. And then at some point along the line, they said, well, we can make more money if we use this corn syrup stuff. And do you remember that time in history and what effect it had on your life?
No, I do not. But I know that I'm a happy man because of those decisions that have been made.
Yeah.
I love sugar. Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs. Thanks, Fred.
Love that new song from We Are Messengers, Maybe It's Okay, on WBGL. We're Jonathan and Lindsey. Who's this now?
This is Fred.
Fred.
Hi, Fred.
Where are you calling from?
Fred from Georgia.
Yes.
Just a little bit south of Atlanta. Mm-hmm.
Well, what's on your mind today, Fred?
Well, if I understand correctly, Lindsay's baby has not received a middle name yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you've been listening very closely. Yeah, so for months,
Yeah.
Lindsay has had a couple of first names in mind, but
No middle.
no middle.
What do you think, Fred?
Well, I was thinking about that for a little bit, and I thought, I think I have a suggestion that maybe I ought to tell you about there.
Okay.
If you think of it in terms of the word pregnancy,
Yeah.
well, there you have it.
Pregnancy is a middle name?
Nancy.
Nancy.
So because the word Nancy is in pregnancy.
I get what you're
Mm-hmm.
saying. I get. Do
Yeah.
we know any Nancys? Because I always want to make
Nancy Reagan.
sure. Yeah, that's
Nancy
right.
Drew.
Nancy Drew. I always
from
want to
TV,
make sure
yeah.
that the Nancys that I know or the name I will choose are people I like and enjoy.
But you got the whole negative Nancy thing.
Oh, that's true, Fred. What about that? Negative Nancy. That's not good.
Yes. That's not good. That's kind of like judgmental Judy.
Judge Judy.
Oh, wow. Now you're Fred, you're really tapping
Now
into
you're
something
onto
here.
something because I love watching that show.
I don't know if you've ever mentioned this on the air before, Lindsay, but
I
you
try
are.
to keep it a secret because I don't want people to feel weird thoughts about me. But
Okay, well, I'm not going to talk about it if you don't want to talk about it. So, Fred,
Hey,
go ahead.
maybe we ought to, in terms of a replacement for Lindsay while she's gone, maybe Judge Judy ought to join you.
yes, that would be perfect.
This is WBGL. Want to say congratulations to Evelyn, who just won a copy of the book Rockstar Grandparent from Chris Howard. Kind of cool to have, Sadie Robertson's grandma on the show. Her daughter also is Corey Robertson from the Duck Dynasty television show. So we were just talking about rockstar grandparents, whether they're raising their grandkids or whether they're just trying to be the absolute best grandparents that they can be. I believe we have somebody out on the phone lines here. Good morning, WBGL. Who's this?
This is Fred.
Fred, how are you this morning? So for those that don't know you, could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm a grandparent,
Okay.
and I'm your friend down in Georgia. Sometimes I call you on the show.
Well, it's really neat that you listen to WBGL in Georgia, Fred. So I suppose, being that you're a grandparent, we've been talking a lot about grandparenting this morning, and we'll give a chance to win the copy of the book here in just a moment. Fred, what would you like to share about grandparenting?
Well, I think it's important to have a lot of patience, because these kids can drive you nuts, and the parents sometimes want to drop them off for long periods of time. You know what I'm saying?
I do. Now,
Just,
I was just going to ask you if you wanted to confess. Did you do that at any point when you were a parent?
I did not do that. However, my daughter likes to do that with me. She likes to drop her kids off. But, you've got to enjoy the moments you have together. Because,
That's a great point.
You just have to enjoy them and appreciate them.
That's true. Now, you've shared with us before that you're 86 years of age. I was just wondering, with all the grandkids that you have, how are you able to keep up with them?
Well, I'm not that old, but, we have 2 grandkids, and I just keep them busy. I keep them doing work around the place, and then I incentivize it by giving them a little bit of popsicles when they get done with what they're supposed to do.
Oh, okay. Now, do the parents appreciate the whole sugarization process?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, you can call or text your bright side. What's good in your life? Why are you smiling? 866-917-9245. Hello there. Who's this?
This is Fred.
Hi,
It's Fred.
We haven't heard from you in so long.
How you doing, buddy? Now, where are you calling from?
Yes, I'm just a little bit south of Atlanta.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah, it is really good to hear from you.
Are you calling with a bright side?
Yeah, well, it's been a while. I just want to say I'm so thankful that I can put my house shoes back on. Fred's been through some rough times lately.
Oh no.
Fred.
What's going on?
Well, I had one of those, what's it called? Hold on, Barbara. Gastric bypass.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When was this?
Around the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Okay, that's a huge surgery.
Well, yeah.
How? And so how are you doing now? You said you're able to put your house shoes back on. So you're recovering?
Well, I had one of those cosmetic type of deals last fall, and it was ketosis. Had something taken from my nose, and that didn't go so well either. So I guess you could say I've been down for a while.
Yes.
I went to Kroger, and Marie, who is typically at cashier number 4, said, "Fred, where have you been?"
Yeah?
And I said, "Oh, I've been around, so..."
So let me get this straight, Fred. So Fred historically has called us quite frequently, listens online,
Yeah, but yeah, we haven't heard
just south of Atlanta. So
from you in a while.
So you had gastric bypass surgery, which, by the way, your health is good today? Are you doing okay?
I think it is.
Okay. I'm sorry. Am I getting this right? You also had cosmetic surgery last year.
Yeah.
You've been through it, Fred.
Man.
Well, let me just say this for you.
Okay.
Fred was down on the mat of life, like in a boxing ring,
Uh-huh.
and I'm laying there, and the ref is slapping out the numbers. He gets to about number 5, and Fred just rolls over. He lifts up his head, and he says, "Oh, yes." And he just gets back up.
You get back up.
That is really
That's
motivational.
right. Wow.
I'm not sure what else to say, but it really is good to hear from you. I'm happy to hear that you're well. We
Yeah.
were concerned about you because
were
you had
wondering.
not called in so long. God bless you, Fred.
Yeah.
I don't know that you're going to be able to top that bright side this morning, but if you want to try, you can call or text us. 866-917-9245. Good to hear from
That
him,
was
huh?
really nice. Yep.
Good morning, WBGL. Who's this?
Hi, this is Fred.
Oh, dear.
Hey, Fred.
I thought Fred was gone.
Hey,
Hi, Fred.
Where are you calling from, Fred?
just a little bit south of Atlanta here in Georgia.
Georgia.
Oh, Fred, I seriously thought you were... Jonathan told me you were gone, and I thought you were gone.
Well, we've been enjoying the Thanksgiving festivities, the music, the celebrations.
Uh-huh.
It's been a good time this morning. We've been listening on car radio here.
Oh, you've been listening. Oh, good.
I'm so glad. I'm glad to hear that you're up early. I guess it's not as early on the Eastern time zone. They're in the Southeast. So for those that don't know, Fred has been a good friend of ours. He's been calling our show now for a number of years, but there's been a long lapse in hearing from you, and I think Lindsey was starting to be a little
yeah, I was concerned.
nervous about you. How's your well-being, Fred?
Well, as you know, I had some health conditions for a while there.
Yeah.
But there's been some improvement here lately, and just getting through all the depressing times with COVID and the election and so on.
No kidding.
And, there's something I wanted to surprise you all with.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yes, Barbara and I wanted to get in a trip before Thanksgiving
Mm-hmm.
and before Christmas. And we thought, how great would it be to come there to the station and see you all?
Really? Well, I'll tell you right now, that would be amazing.
It would be great to see you and Barbara.
Yeah, if nobody has ever experienced this, like where you have a pen pal or somebody that you chat with, and then all of a sudden you get to finally meet him in person. We've never gotten to meet Fred because obviously he lives a bit south of Atlanta.
We've never even seen your face.
No, so you said you're in the car. So are you actually driving here right now?
Well, we pulled off at a gas station here in Indiana,
Okay.
and we are on our way, and
Now, hold on a second.
not sure what
Lindsey
time
is
y'all
laughing as if it's not possible that Fred would have pulled off into a gas station in Indiana. What do you want to explain what that's about?
Keep going, Fred.
All right, go
Finish
on.
your sentence. I'm sorry.
yes, hopefully we can be there sometime this morning.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Face.
Now, Lindsey has
Okay.
a busy social schedule, so the show goes until about 9, and that's Central Time. So once you go over
Right.
the border from Indiana to
You'll
Illinois,
gain an hour.
you're going to gain an hour.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you could be here before the show wraps up? If not, maybe we could convince her to stay longer?
I'll put the pedal to the metal. and here's another thing. Have you heard of SD?
What was it?
Have you heard of
SD.
No, I don't think so.
social
Oh,
distance?
yeah, we've heard of that. We've
I was,
heard.
I was going to say we're heavily we wear masks here and social distancing.
Yeah,
And Barbara, could you guys do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Me either,
All right.
honestly.
So
This is
okay,
going to be great.
So if you can listen to WBGL, you'll get to know our dear friend Fred. And honestly, Fred,
This is just the best.
this is a huge
This is
Christmas
huge.
present.
Yeah.
Because I know you've said that Barbara tends to decorate early. Did you put up the decorations before you left your home?
Yes. Protest. Yes.
It's his version of a protest. All right, Fred, we can't
We'll
wait to
see
meet you, buddy.
soon.
Can't wait.
There he is, Fred.
Um,
I'm so glad that his health is well enough that he can travel.
I just am feeling so nervous.
I mean, he's in his upper 80s. It's like it's not a given that he could just travel across the country like this.
I
So
just am, wow.
what a gift. Hey, Fred. Now, how long has he been married again? Was it 22 years?
31 years.
31.
31 years. Okay.
And has it been ups and downs, or has it been great the whole time?
Oh, you know it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Now, last question, Fred. I know we're on long distance here, so you've got to get going. But what do you do the poetry thing normally? Is this a normal part of your relationship?
I'm going to just go out and surprise her. I'm a newbie.
So that was from a couple of Valentine's days ago. This guy, Fred Johnson, calls us, lives in the greater Atlanta area. And it's so nice to finally have Fred in studio with us. Fred, good morning.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to? You've driven here all the way from Atlanta.
Oh, yes.
And where's Barbara?
Yeah, she's out in the car.
Okay.
She has to take her meds here in a few minutes.
Gotcha.
Fred.
Why is Lindsay laughing so much, Fred?
I've just been so nervous to meet you, Fred. The whole time.
Fred is Eric Nichols from the afternoon show.
Yeah. He's a little weird.
And so this dates back to about 2017. I answered the phone. We went to live air, and it was, hello, WBGL. Who's this? And he says,
Hi, this is Fred.
where are you calling from, Fred?
Georgia.
Okay.
Just a little bit south of Atlanta.
Now, Lindsay probably feels like she's the butt of a joke here, but here's the thing. When Eric started crank calling our show, I had no idea
You did it?
that it was Eric from the afternoon show. For a good 3 or 4 or 5 times that Fred called
Really?
in. No clue.
Oh, my Eric.
Now, here's the part that I do need to confess to you, Lindsay,
Of course, I knew you were in on it somehow.
that about 3 or 4 times in, I learned that it was indeed Eric.
Yeah.
And I felt silly. Then, of course, Danielle was in on it. And then every other person that works for WBGL is aware that Fred is actually Eric, except for
Me.
you. This is the big reveal. And we've honestly been very nervous to tell Lindsay about this.
Yeah, we have.
Why didn't you guys want to tell me? You just wanted to. You wanted me to.
Well, Jonathan suggested maybe we never tell her.
I
Yeah.
did.
And then we talked about that a little bit. We thought, no, we just need to tell her. You
Yeah.
know?
Well, and
So-
you know, the longer that I want to call it a lie, the longer
No, it was.
that something goes on that
Lie.
somebody doesn't know, I feel like there's actual distance that's created, even
Right.
if the party doesn't know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I'm not, it's not that I'm here to apologize, but I have been waiting for this day.
You guys don't understand. Like, I'm sweating right now because I was so nervous to meet Fred. And I am still sweating hot because I just can't believe.
She doesn't
Well,
know that I
we
turned
would
up the
laugh. We would do these calls, and then we would laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh.
Eric,
and then
you're so good.
sometimes I would see Lindsay, a few minutes after I gave her a call.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I would talk to her on hold.
Yeah.
And I
And-
heard that Fred guy on your show call in. Boy, he's something or other. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Is there anything else that you wanted to say to Eric, Lindsay?
I just think you're great. I think you're a talent, a true talent. Only a true talent could carry on a joke or a lie for years and years and me never know.
You know, I was very honored that Lindsay actually at one point, when she started to think that Fred was fake, actually thought I was Fred.
I thought you could.
She did.
You could have
That's
pulled
true.
that off.
Yep.
Yeah.
As we were sitting here live on the air, she thought we were talking to some version of me on the phone. Is there anything else you want to say to Eric, Lindsay?
Oh, happy birthday!
Thank you. I was kind of expecting what, in the words of Brian Adams, please forgive me. I mean, that's what I need to say to you.
No problem.
Make sure you call Eric on the air this afternoon
It's
after
a big
3 o'clock.
birthday.
Thank you.
Big
Is it
birthday.
your 40th birthday?
Yep, that is.
Yeah.
Hope it's your best one yet.